Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. And in this video, I'm sharing with you Life Path 6. Now, this is a part of my Life Path series, and do check out the playlist link below. In that will be all of the life paths, and I have included an intro video that will tell you how to correctly calculate your life path number. And you could stop this video now, check the video above, and then come on back. Whether you are a Life Path 6 or not, it's always great to watch the Life Path videos to help you understand your partner, your parents, your siblings, your children, your family, friends or work colleagues. It will help you understand what they're here to learn, grow and evolve from in this lifetime. But if you are a Life Path 6, let's see what this journey is about for you. So Life Path 6 is the number or the path of the nurturer, the cosmic parent. And it could be that as a child you seem to naturally take on the parenting or caregiving role, because it's the number of the responsible caregiver. The whole number really is about responsibilities and self-sacrifice. This number, the Life Path 6, is probably the most self-sacrificing number because it yearns for harmony. It yearns for people to get on. It has a very idealistic way of, everything stems around the family. And while I say idealistic way, I believe it is probably the correct way, and what many people have forgotten as families disperse and move across the globe or disconnect because we've not given enough time to the family. I bet technology really has blown your marbles, and if there was one number that would probably like to get rid of the technology, it would be the 6, because it's also all about the personal interaction. So as I say, the Life Path 6 is the number of the nurturer. Self-sacrificing number. What does that mean for you? Well, it will appear in your life for a long time that you keep sacrificing at the cost of yourself. So it's self-sacrificing. There is a need and a lot of shoulds and a lot of, to some extent, idealism or a way that home and family and communities should connect. So let's have a look what you need to develop, release, and who are your allies. I'll come back to the allies towards the end of the video. So what do we need to develop in this lifetime as a Life Path 6? We need to develop understanding, balance, empathy with sympathy. We need to have great listening skills. For some reason, we will be taught, or if we haven't already got it, how to be magnetic and charismatic, because I'm not a Life Path 6. The Life Path 6 are the counselors of the world, the parents of the world, the go-to for most emotional or lifestyle things. The 6 is at home, when they're at home with their family, feeding their family, creating gatherings, and are often pet owners. They may well live on a farm, as in with animals, or agriculture, because they're very much into food and living entities. The 6 life path needs to understand and respect boundaries. How will they know this? Well, it comes back to balancing empathy and sympathy. Let's look at this. Empathy is when you step in to somebody else's body, into their shoes, and you become them. You feel their pain. You literally can take over. And sometimes you can have illnesses that aren't yours, but they are the people that you care about. And this isn't good for your health. And this is where I say it's self-sacrificing. So until you can work out where the boundaries are, that's your boundary and the other's boundary, and don't step into the other boundary unless asked, or unless you're ready, as in mature enough, wise enough, understanding enough to know when to listen and when to offer advice. So you really need to understand this. Sympathy is where that you understand their pain and you feel sorry for them. So you would say things like, that must have really hurt, or that must have felt bad. I can imagine how you feel, etc. It's not fixing it for them. Now, the sixth life path really wants to have everybody in harmony around them, and they don't like to see people hurt. They don't like to see the underdogs, and for this they attract the underdogs, the codependents, the victims, and attempt to fix it. We'll often see the six as an enabler, and an enabler is not really to the advantage of the self, as in the six, or the other person. It could be that the other person's got an addictive behaviour. Let's say they smoke a lot and they want to give up smoking, but they can't, and you just get them another packet of cigarettes, whether they can afford it or not, or you help them because you think it's going to make them happy. And short term, it may well make them happy, but long term, it doesn't. And so this is where you need to step back and let go of control, understand the boundaries. What the sixth life path needs to understand also is imperfection is perfect. Let me say that again. Imperfection is perfection. What do I mean by that? Wherever anything is at that given moment in time is as it's meant to be. And that's the same if we're looking at our own, for example, body. If we've got a lot of spots, or we've put on weight or lost weight, it's where we're meant to be. And then we need to go inside and understand, is there a benefit to the spots or the weight increase or the weight loss? Because there may well be to all of those things. What I love about the body is amazing, because the body is always telling us what we've missed. When we become sick, and the six is great at looking after the poorly, you often would find a nurse or a nursery school teacher or a nanny, very six energy, certainly a mother or a father, when it's a father that's in the parenting as opposed to the business bringing the income father. The six loves making people feel better, and what the six really needs to learn to do is understand how to read its own body, and then to help others understand theirs. The biggest thing for the six is, well, I say the biggest thing, is always going to be about letting go of self-sacrifice. So responsibilities, it's all about responsibilities to others, but never at the cost of the self. So always ask yourself, and take, firstly, that we should all take responsibility for our own well-being, and it's down to that first. If we're a part of this, if we've caused this, I'm responsible for this, I can sort it. But for the self, and in my sorting it for the self, I'm lighting the way for others to learn how to do the same. Meet people where they are at. That's where I'm saying about perfection. Where they're at, they're not necessarily wrong. Not everybody thinks like a six, and I will say most people would love a six in their life, because a six seems to make them feel good, feel better. They can help them fix things, because the six is a fixer, the six is an enabler. But these are the things that you need to release and help counsel people, coach people to be able to fix it themselves. The six will learn a lot of tough love exercises in their life. I was at an event the other day, and they said tough love's a bit tough, but I still can't find another word for tough love, because sometimes we have to be cruel to be kind. Sometimes we have to let the child fall over and graze their knee, if they're not listening, that doing what they're doing, they're going to fall over. It's only when we experience things can we understand this. And this is where the 5 ally will come in, because the 5 ally is a very experiential number. What's important, the 6 is very homely. Their home is important. You'll often find a true 6 kitchen stocked. You can turn up any time, day or night. The kettle will go on. There's probably a cake in the cupboard or being baked. And no, stop for dinner. It's not a problem. When a 6 really owns this, and the 6s that own this is where the 6 falls in the expression or the heart's desire, those 6s came with the skills of this, whereas the life path 6 is learning to grow this. So yes, you may discover that you like to cook or grow your own vegetables or fruits. You could often find a 6 on a farm or as a nutritionist, certainly a nurse or a caregiver, nursery school, nannies. I'm not sure if I've said this. They're interested in food and plants and pets, animals, people, communities. It's great as a business number, the 6, and it would be a wonderful business to work in because everybody in the business would be like the family. So it can get very caring and loving, but at the same time very personal. And if you think about families, dynamics and squabbles, you could find that in the business. But at the heart of it, the 6 ultimately cares because they're understanding, they've got empathy, sympathy, they're looking for harmony, they're great listeners, they're creative, supportive, charismatic, and they see beauty in everything. You may well end up in the beauty industry because there's beauty in everything, and the 6 can see it without even using their eyes. What must the 6 learn to develop also is the art of saying no, because you're forever stepping in to fix it, to sort it, and you need to wait. Don't take it on because you're making everybody else around you feel lazy. Your generosity will be taken advantage of and you could find it not reciprocated. So look at how whatever you do, ask yourself, is it serving us? Everything must serve us, not just the other person. And you are doing it because it's your nature to do it. But if you keep doing it, you will feel drained. And when you feel drained, you'll become poorly and sick. So release being meddlesome, interfering and being a fixer. Certainly release being an enabler. Become a coach, become a listener and relay back what the other person's challenges are. Release, oh my gosh, the 6, everything has got to be so good and perfect. And then when something goes wrong, they're filled with doubt. And the first person they pick on is the self. So let go of doubt, let go of worry, let go of perfectionism, or release all of these things. Release criticism. You can be quite critical on others. You've got this idea, and I know this, I've had a few friends' mums, and they would be all, when I was growing up, especially, well, I'm not going to say which nationality, but there was one where it was like they knew the answer for absolutely everything, and it was their way or no way. So it can lead you as a 6 to become a martyr. So don't get stuck in martyrdom, and certainly don't become the doormat. You attract the codependents, and the codependents are codependent because they depend on you. And because you're an over-generous, over-giving person, then they'll come. You will be challenged when you're depleted to separate yourself from them. Remember I said respect the boundaries. What I want to say, let go of the shoulds and the needs. There are no shoulds and needs. It would be woulds and coulds, and look for the desires. If the other person doesn't want to change or fix it, let it be. It's their life, it's their lesson. You're overgivers, and you cannot be a true giver until you learn to receive. And if there is one number that struggles to receive, it's the 6. So take time out to receive. Make sure that when you do something, it's for the us, as I said. So let's look at your allies. Often the allies, and they're not when I say allies, they're not the ones that you want to have your intimate relationship with. You can, but be warned, it will be a challenge, because the allies are a number either side of you. In your case being a 6, your allies are going to be the 5 and 7. Numbers either side of the number are total opposites. And so whereas the 6 is homely and committed, the 5 is not, and the 7 is very much a lone number. So from the 5 and 7, learn to think about the self. Is what you're doing supporting you and helping you to continue to be fulfilled and filled, energized, so that you can help the others? The 5 and the 7 will distance themselves from others at times. Like I say, the 5 is non-committed, and the 7 will step back and observe. Step back and observe, and then become or just store what you observe. And then when the other person comes to you and asks for your advice, you can help them understand by what you've observed, knowing where they want to go, and help them along the way. The 5 is teaching you to expand. Now, the 6 is, as I say, very homely, and probably even holidays are at home, or certainly with the family. If it's abroad or far away, it will be with the family. There isn't so many intimate holidays or small holidays with the 6. The more the merrier family-wise. Have some more adventure. The 5 is all about adventure. The 6 is about staying at home. Honestly, they're probably great interior designers, great gardeners, as they spend a lot of time making the home feel very welcoming and comfortable. The 7 is investigative. So I've said observe, use the 7 to help you observe. It's very investigative. So just because the codependent that's attracted themselves to you is full of these things, or says these things, do your own investigation. They could be spinning you a yarn. There could be more than one way to get out of their current dilemma. Go and do your own research, seek and search the truth, analyze, research. The 6 is very emotional, feely, touchy-feely, and the 7 is very much in their head. Learn to balance some of the 7 thinking and thoughts with the emotional energy of the 6. Have some alone time. Create some space between you and the other, so that you can learn to understand where your boundaries are and where the other person's is. And when things are building up inside you, ask, is this my stuff, or is it the other person's stuff? If it's the other person's stuff, give it back. If the voice in your head is somebody else's, ask, whose is this voice? If it's not yours, then let it go. If it's yours, then take responsibility and address it. The 7 holds back on its opinions, less criticizing, less critical. The 7 would rather let people get on with it than dive in and deal with it. So this is how we would look at the allies, the 5 and the 7, to help us. This is the one number that most people crave for in their life. So you are not the center of attention like the 5 at a party, but you are certainly a key part of any gathering, going around with the tray of wine, or the hors d'oeuvres, the cake, etc. You're such a caring, loving, kind, nurturing person, and it doesn't stop with your biological family. It does radiate out with neighbours and community, and maybe church, and whatever your local environments are. The 6 is here as the nurturer, but firstly, remember, you must nurture yourself. I hope you found this video interesting and insightful, and that you can take responsibility for the self without sacrificing it. And I guarantee when you can balance it between you and the other, you will live the most amazing, connected, loving, supported life there is. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe and press that bell for notifications, as I'm doing more videos, and there'll be other series, and regularly each month I do a forecast video. I've done personal year videos, so do go and check out some of my other videos. I'd love for you to share and help me grow this. What I believe in understanding your numerology is when you know who you are, why you're here, and what it's all about, and how to navigate through this lifetime, you become the inspiration for others. The life path is what happens to us, and the expression, the heart's desire, the personality, the maturity number, etc., is what we've brought with us. Well, not the maturity number, because that's a combination of both, but what we've brought with us. If you want to understand more how to steer your life path 6, or any of the life paths for that matter, I do readings or consultations, so do get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.